Hi friends, thank you for joining us today. We're gonna do this beautiful painting, Saguaro in the sunset sunrise. This one I love. It's super simple. You don't have to have, a lot of expertise in painting. And it'll allow you to play with some colors. You can use your imagination, be creative, and make it your own. What we're gonna do first is we're going to start by creating with your pencil a kind of an outline of the flow that you see there in the mountain, the hills, the desert ground. And again, feel free to use your imagination. I'm gonna try and go along with the template because I know there's some people out there that like to follow rules, and I am totally cool with that too. I'm gonna create a big saguaro hump. Then we're gonna kind of do a guide for one of these arms. I live in the desert, so I see a lot of these, and what's cool about the saguaro is they're all different. All unique in their own way, just like us, right? So, did my little cactus outline. We do one big hump, create an arm with a nice flow. Again, if you want to create more arms, feel free. And this is a big enough canvas, you could make him pretty large if you want to. Oops. I got a friend here with me today. She's doing this and she's giggling because she did a tiny little cactus. And that's okay too. It'll give her more sunrise, sunset look. I wasn't sure what to call this one because our sunrises and our sunsets in Arizona get these beautiful colors. So it can be whatever you want it to be. So with this painting here, you'll see that there's a gradient color. It goes from dark all the way to light in the sky. We're going to first start with a base of white, and we're gonna work on the top here. So grab one of your brushes. This is a large area to cover, so feel free to grab a larger brush, with a larger brush head, so you can kind of accomplish more in one setting, but no rush. And I'm just gonna do this top part, cover the top part with a white base. As we're adding color, that's going to allow us to blend better. That's cute, that's cute. My friend here, she's doing multiple saguaro cactus, and that's okay too. The fun part about this, like I mentioned, is that, no two skies are the same. So you can make it your own, totally unique to you. The guidelines that we created with the pencil, again, they're just guidelines, so they will be covered. You won't see them, so if you made a oopsie, you can either erase it or just cover it up later with some paint. And with the bigger brush, it's allowing me to do some bigger strokes to cover this pretty quickly and get moving on to the next fun stuff. You want a paintbrush? This is a good one. When you're covering a large surface area, I do like the ones that kind of, the bristles that are flatter. Similar to those you would use, you know, if you were painting a house, or painting a fence. Except we're getting to paint something cool. There's not a lot of colors in this one. I went with the brown. I went with the green in 2 shades and a peachy tone, and then we're using the white. The white for this one is more just for the base color. This white has a little bit of gray in it, which is kind of cool. It's gonna give some nice shading as we work through this guy here. See, and as you'll notice, I kind of went over those guidelines. Totally fine. They're just guidelines, exactly what it's intended for, just to guide you, but does not have to be precise at all. Precise, you like that word? Precise. Okay, I think my white is covered. How are you guys doing over there? Good? If you feel the need to stop at any point, you can stop this video, you can rewind, pause. If you are ahead of the game, feel free to fast forward, but go at your own pace. You want this to be fun, leisurely, relaxing. It's not a race, I always say, but some of us always like to be first, and that's cool too. Right? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just use this excess white and just kind of go over these lighter desert hills here. It's gonna help me lighten up that color. A little bit. Painting is so much fun, especially with friends. It's cool to see how one picture, you can make it your own, right? Yep. I'm trying not to cover up the guidelines too much because I know some of our friends don't have the best eyesight, so that will be helpful down the road. I don't think I'm gonna add white to the cactus. It's a nice dark green hue with some highlight from the sun hitting it, as you can see. Okay, how are you guys doing over there? Looks good. We'd love to see how your paintings turn out. So always feel free to share with us on Instagram or Pinterest at Hello Honey Creative or Hello Honey Creative Co. become part of the painting community. All right, I've covered it all with the white. That's gonna give us a nice base. And then I'm gonna wash my brush. In your kit, you do have a cup for water. You're gonna need water. I should have said that. But you're gonna need water in your cup. You're gonna need your napkin to wash off your brushes. Thank you. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to start on the bottom and we are gonna work our way up. And on this one, to get the different shades of orange, tan, peach, we're going to use more or less water as we go along. So the reason I'm starting with the darker color is because that's the one that we're gonna have probably less water than the top. The water helps blend. Ooh, this totally reminds me of the desert. That's so pretty. You know, these colors are so popular right now with our balloons. It's that boho look. Is that funny? Boho. It's a thing. It's a word. It's a real thing. So I'm not changing brushes. I probably won't change brushes until maybe we start doing some detail work at the end. This painting is super easy as far as technique is concerned. I would say I'm doing medium to large strokes. Moving my hand with like a wave motion so you can kind of capture that feeling of the desert sand. Oh yeah, yours looks great. One thing I will mention, if you feel like maybe you grabbed a little bit too much paint on that brush, spread it out as best you can. And then before it dries out, to blend the brush strokes better, you want to spread it out, and then if you need to, if those brush strokes are really intense or noticeable and not to your liking, add water. So you'll want to kind of get everything you got off that brush. I hate wasting, so I usually will run that brush along until I can't anymore, and then what I'll do is I will dip it in the water, clean off that brush. Doesn't have to be totally perfect, but when I wipe it, I still want like some water on there. So when I go in, you see how it gives it kind of like a watercolor effect? It kind of blends it for you. So like here, I have an area where it got a little heavy. No problem. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix anything. So, okay. And we don't have any heavy strokes, and it's very, I don't know, light and airy. Is that the right way to define it, you think? How are you doing, friends? Oh, looks so good. I hope you guys are doing okay over there in the internet world. Hope you're having fun, enjoying a nice drink while we do this. Cool. I think I'm good with that one. And one tip I like to give too is that less is more, meaning you can always start, and if it's not enough, you can add on to paint. A lot of times it's harder to glob it on and then try and get rid of it. Or not necessarily harder, but maybe more messy. Yeah, you guys are doing really great. Now I'm gonna move on to the next shade, which is like a tan, camel tan. If you wanna make this shade, you can take the darker color, add some white, add some yellow.
Which one was that?
That's the camel color. You should have one similar in your kit. If it's a little bit darker, or if you want to play around with tone, again, add water, add white, add yellow. Shit, add whatever you want, but okay. All right, I'm gonna have to put a quarter in the jar. All right, all right. You can get a really nice clean line if you lay your brush out and kind of press it along the canvas and spread it out so it's a firm stroke. I'm gonna go over this cactus a little bit. But that way, with this one, see the division of colors, it'll give me a real nice clean line. If I just press a little bit firmer on the brush and use the edge of the brush as the guide. All right. See how that, it literally defined it almost like with a fence of paint, which can be helpful for those of you that are the perfectionist, or those that just like a clean line, you know? Again, don't be afraid to pause this, rewind, stop it, take a break, grab a drink, grab some food. It's party time. It's paint party time. What I'm gonna do, see, I wanted to kind of eliminate those brush strokes, so I just go all the way across, like that. Thank you. Yours looks really good too. Okay, so I've finished that layer. Gonna clean my brush. Now this one is super light. I'm gonna start with a pinky peach. I just took a pink, added some white, and a little bit of brown. I'm a big pink fan, if you know me and you've been to my house. it definitely shows. So I was really drawn to this color, this tone. I'm probably gonna end up blending it along the way, making it less less bold, more muted, but this will be a good start just to keep things going. See how I just pressed firm with my brush and went all the way along like that. See, I even did a oopsie right there, so I'll blend that. No biggie. No biggie. If you want to play around with brushes, you can. You know, if you feel like the one that you started with is not your friend or you're just not loving it, try another one. There's usually one that you'll grab that will just sing to you and say, I belong here. Oh. Okay, so as you notice, I've gone over the cactus, no big deal. The cactus is the darkest color on the canvas, so doesn't matter. I cover it up, no biggie. So I think I'm done with that section. What I'm gonna do now is, before this gets too dry and makes it harder to kind of manipulate the colors and give it more of that watercolory vibe, I'm gonna start playing with water and less paint. So I'm gonna wet my brush, clean it off, wet it again, and now I'm gonna go in and literally paint with water. It might be counterintuitive for some people, but trust me. What's nice about this painting is that even though we're using acrylic paints, it has a nice airy watercolor vibe to it. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna keep dipping my brush in here and adding water. If you notice here, I kind of took away too much, so I'm gonna try and blend some back in. I kind of personally like that. The texture, it kind of looks like it's aged a bit. So that's one section. I'll let it dry a little bit. If I decide, no, I wanna add some more, you can do it. That's what I mean by less is more, because it's always easier to add than to take away. So now I'm gonna add some water on that second layer. On this particular painting, there's areas where you can imagine that the sun would hit, and then where the shadows are cast. So if you imagine the sun is right here and it's casting its light on this cactus, you're gonna get some nice lighter shades in the front, and then you're gonna get some dark shadows in the back. So if you look at the sample painting, It's real light on this side, which tells me that the light is coming from here, casting its rays right here, and then you're gonna cast some shadows over here. So when you're painting with water, you're probably gonna want more on this side and less on this side. Okay. You may have noticed right there, I just did some circles to blend. Like imagine you're putting on makeup maybe, and then wiping it away. Wiping it away. This one I'm not gonna do too much, just wet it for funsies. Yeah, I don't know what that sound is, it's just me being weird. Okay. And as you notice, like some of this color is pulling in here. I want that. I want that because it's giving it that definition that you're ultimately looking for. So it looks, you know, more realistic. And here you'll notice, see how it's super dark here and it looks like a way harsh line. We're gonna fix that later, so no worries. I had a harsh line over here too, but since this is my light side, I gotta fix that now. Feel me? You feel me, sister? All right, sweet. I don't know why I blow it, it's so silly. It's gonna be dry faster or something, but hey. This is a little too pink for me, this top one. So I'm gonna add more of that camel brown. And I'm going to add a little bit of the white. Okay, see, that gave me like a taupey color now. I like it. I like it. So many colors in the desert. You could even get wild and pull in the purples and the pinks and the fuchsias. Fuchsia, you know, like the purpley pinks.
Oh, yeah.
I see them. I know you see them every day too. In the desert. We're so lucky we get such beautiful desert sunset sunrises. I have a friend, she does photography and she captures the best skies. Casey Olson, if you want to look her up, amazing photographer. Shout out. Okay, dokie, Smokey. there. That kind of softened it a bit. I think my top one is still a lot lighter than the image. So I'm gonna let that sit a moment and play with some water. It's like making mud pies. You ever make mud pies? We used to make mud pies at this cabin up in Heber. Super fun. Oh no, that one got messed up. Again, as you're doing this, if you're just not loving something, it happens to me. And it's okay. Don't give up. Just let your painting dry a little bit and add some other colors. Add some water. Mix some colors. Really, like, this is such a creative outlet. You can try so many different things until it says, heck yeah. You know? Heck yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move on to the cactus. I'm not loving what happened here. So I might just add some water and literally erase it and start over. And I'm not afraid of it. We can come back to that. It'll also allow me to spread some of that pretty color up in here. If you notice, in the top of the sky, you've got some nice light tones. How are you doing? It's looking good. My friend over here decided to do some blue in her sky, and I like it. Looks really, really nice. I'm curious where everyone is from as you're having this fun little paint party with me. So as you're doing this, when you're done, I would love you to comment where you're from. Tell me what your scenes are like. So I'm gonna kind of add some of that peach tone in here and kind of keep this area real light, because from the sample painting it looks literally like that sun is smack dab here. Boom, the rays are hitting, so the color's gonna peek out around it. Cool. kind of also curious like what kind of parties we have going on right now, whether, you know, it's just friends getting together, family, baby shower. It's a great thing to do like as a group event, and we've seen so many different groups come through. It could be the club, a shower, girls' night, date night. You know, I haven't seen a boys' night yet, but I would love to be the first to have that. So if you're out there, share your goods with us. Wow, that looks great. My friend over here, she is zippy. She's already done the cactuses and she did some awesome shading on her cactus. I love that. I'm still toying around with these tones here. I'll get it. Not gonna stress too much. It will all turn out. All right, moving on. We're gonna now go with the green. So we're gonna do the cactus. I'm not gonna change the brush still, but you're more than welcome to. Maybe around the edges, you might want to grab one of the brushes that are more like this. That way you can get a real fine, precise line around. We'll see how this goes. Wow, that green is bright. I'm probably gonna mute this too with some brown so it doesn't stand out so much. Yes, there are green cactus. Yes, there's green saguaro. If you love it, go for it, rock it. I'm gonna make mine more muted like the sample. I'm doing that technique, pressing my brush to give me the lines. And then I'm also gonna wipe some away right away to create the light. You see here how I wiped it away and created that light in the front? That will be helpful as I'm defining. Told you I don't like to waste. As I'm defining the arms, giving it a 3D appearance, because it is in real life. You don't have to. You know, if you want something more primary, more about the shapes, less about the shades and the tone, do it. More abstract. There we go. I wanted to give that nice narrow curve to the cactus. Ooh, that's looking good. I like it. I'm gonna do a rounded base because it's sitting in the ground and it's gonna look more three-dimensional. some darker tones to this guy here. I did get a lighter green, but I don't think I'm gonna need it, to be honest, because with the water, it'll give me the lightness that I need. I think I want this a little bit darker, like the image. So I'm going to start with a teeny bit of brown. And then I'm gonna create some of those shading colors. This I'm lightly touching on the canvas. This arm here, it's seeing a lot of shade. So we're gonna make that even heavier. Defining that line too, because this arm kind of falls in the back there. So I'm taking the brush at the edge and brushing away, brushing away, brushing away. Lightly feather dusting this one. You know, I could change my brush too, but I'm gonna stick my guns on this one. I'm just gonna keep it as is, and I'm committed. This though, because I have the bigger brush, I'm going super light, barely touching the canvas. Okay. And on the sample photo, there's a little shadow here indicating that this arm is in front, this arm is in back. You can do it that way, or you can not do it that way. And I'm sure it will turn out beautifully. I'm gonna follow it though, because I know I have some friends that just like to stick to the rules, and that's totally fine. I still love them. Okay. So I think now I'm pretty much happy with what's happening here. I'm gonna add a little bit more water, maybe play around with the strokes. In the sample photo, you've kind of got some strokes going this way to follow, you know, the wave of the ground. I'm gonna try and emulate that. I think I'm gonna define this line a little better too. Again, that was the camel color. There should be one similar in your kit, but if there's not, take the brown and add some of the white. See, I did this to do a fine line and then I flipped it to get a wider stroke. But I'm going to keep doing that because there's areas that I want less of that and then areas that I want more of that. If you notice by the cactus, you got a lot of shading right here and then very little here. A lot of shading right here, but it's gradual. So that's what we're gonna do. Hope you guys are having a good time. I hope it's coming along and you're happy. If you have any questions or need help along the way, you can always message us. We like to add some tips. See what I'm doing right now? I didn't add any more paint. I'm still just kind of playing with the water. And I'm working it upward towards the edge because that's going to define that line again for me. Cool. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Soften that up. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Now this has become a little too dark, maybe. I don't know. So we'll blend, 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 blend. Sound like makeup lady. Blend, blend, blend. I don't know. I've never had as much fun with makeup as I do paintings. Fun little paintings like this. No stress, no pressure, just fun. Right? That's what we're here to do, just have fun. Alrighty. What do you guys think? You think I should really lighten this up a lot more? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna, just for funsies. But I still like that, see how that green is blending? I'm like, you stay over there, sir. You're not coming to this party. Okay. I'm adding that brown here to cover that line. Also mix those tones. Kind of allows it to make more sense. See, you got some darker colors in here. La la la, flow, 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 la la la. No rules, love it. Okay, gonna mix it over here. This is a tricky corner for sure. I'm lightly just filling it in. The one thing I do want to do though is make sure that no matter how it lands, I want to still cover that pencil line. And so sometimes, you know, when we're playing with the water as well as the paint, we're washing away so much paint that those lines start to peek out again. So that's when I'm gonna cover them. I'm lightly just using the top of the brush, the tippy top, just like that. This is the time that you might introduce one of those finer brushes if you're not comfortable or confident with making that brush lighter, heavier in your hand with that stroke. Or try it. Try it, you might like it. Okay. Kind of treating these like painting eyelashes in this wavy motion, and then spreading it out and making it thinner along the way. What do you think? Cool. All right, I like it. Now, again, I personally like those strokes. It looks more reminiscent of the desert to me, but if you don't, this is the perfect time to add more layers. Okay. Especially in the edges, I really want to make sure that those edges are dark and casting that what would be natural shadow. Cool. Okay. Sweet. Clean my brush. Now I'm gonna do that again on the top. Brush down, give it some movement, just to make sure that I'm really super happy with that line that defines the different levels of sandy hills. Light strokes right at the tip, or use a pointed brush, your choice. And I'm gonna do this. Okay. Blend, blend. Oh. See what I did there? I blended it so much that pencil popped out again. Pencil line. You know, also, you know, if you're super confident, there's no rule that says you have to outline it to begin with, but I do recommend it just kind of to be that guide, and then your creativity and your brush will speak to the rest. Yeah. I like it. Really, I'm keeping this light again, keeping this dark so I know where my sun is hitting. How do we feel about this side over here? Let's clean it up. Ooh, little cactus, got a thorn poking out. Beautiful. Love it. As this is drying, I'm super happy about using that more pink coral. This one in the sample image is more tan. So literally that was taking the brown that's in your kit and adding a shit ton of white. Or taking a light brown and just working with that. But on mine, I really do love the coral that's popping out in there, because I love pink and I do think it is true to an Arizona sunset. I'm gonna blend some along the edges here. Maybe pop some in here. Just kind of cleaning up the lines and making sure that we're covering up the guideline. So everyone thinks, yeah, we're just that good, right? Cool. Do some over here. There. Clean my brush and blend. I'm dabbing. That's also a nice fun technique to give you some texture. And it also helps to eliminate the texture of the canvas itself, because it goes on a little bit heavier, but it's not too heavy, if that makes sense. So paint water. That is my tip on this project, because this is one that really loves a good blend, you know? I like this. It's kind of like using a sponge, except I'm using my brush. Trying to use as little resources as possible. You don't have to, but I am today. All right, so I kind of jacked up my line here, schmidgy. So I'm just gonna water it. Clean you up. Can you tell I have kids? I sing and talk. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't even realize what I did here. I think this is a little harsh, so this is gonna require some water love. Let's see if I can. almost like using it as an eraser. And if you've let it set too long, like I did right there, I'm gonna add more of that white that we did. Oh, but hold on. Let's see. Where did the white go? There you are. One moment. My friend had the white. That's okay. I like to share. So, add more of that white. Blend, blend, blend. I blend it because sometimes the paints settle and you'll get, well, as you notice, like even in the white when we first started, it had a little bit of gray in it. That happens. They settle. And then there we go. Okay, Mama's happy. Mama is happy now. Okay. So, literally, the white is now going to help me blend even more until I call it sweet. Awesome. Now, I think it's time to try and blend that cactus a little bit, blend the colors. So I'm gonna clean my brush, dab just a little bit, let's save some water so I can give it some blending love. Blend, blend, blend. Oh, I hope you guys are having fun. I can't wait to see the final pieces. I want to see them hanging in your house or gifting to a friend. That is so cool. There's nothing like a handmade work of art that invokes a feeling, you know, like I remember what I was doing when we had that paint party. What a fun time that was. What an awesome date that was. It was my baby shower, maybe. Me and the girls just getting together, having fun. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to that brown that we added to the cactus. You have black in your kit. So there's plenty of colors for you to experiment and play around. Just saying. Yeah, I think adding that black was a really good decision. At least for that beautiful arm, you know? I think we're almost done. You know, you can always take a break to socialize, have some food, have some drinks, and come back to it, you know? You don't need to always finish it in one fell swoop. And you can take your time. Me, I'm just kind of playing around, relaxing till the kids ask me what's for dinner. I think we're gonna do lasagna tonight. Sounds good, right? I'm playing with those shadows again. Light versus dark. And blending, giving the cactus some texture. Make it more realistic, spreading the paint along, giving it that extra love. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. And I hope you'll want to do another painting class with me real soon. I love doing this with you guys. It is truly the perfect outlet for me. And I don't have to be a pro. And I still have fun, you know? What do you think about adding that black? I think I'm really super happy with that decision. I'm curious to see if you guys too did the same. Yee. Don't you do this to me, Mr. Cactus. Ay, ay, ay. It's okay. It must have really wanted it. And I'm good with that. Okay. I'm gonna add more white to cover up my little boo-boo here. It's the perfect eraser. White paint. It's like white out, right? And there we go. Feel like it ended up super heavy right here, so I'm going to ever so slightly just use the edge of that brush to wipe it away. All right, there we have it. I hope you guys share your paintings with me. please share them on Instagram at Hello Honey Creative Co. or Pinterest is my favorite, Hello Honey Creative. And I would love to see what you guys created. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.